For all of you guys who are worried about towing an RV, this makes it so stress-free and so simple. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Anton, a power engineer, industrial mechanic, and a Red Seal electrician. We cover all kinds of products and topics in an approachable way for the average everyday person. I'm glad you found us. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We took our RV on a huge road trip all the way to Waterton, Alberta to test out our ultimate RV setup for towing. Now our trailer is a 39-foot Springdale trailer. It's a bumper pull and it tows pretty nicely, but we are towing with slight overkill. We're using an old Chevy 2500 HD truck. Now this truck tows the trailer handily. The trailer weighs 8,000 pounds, but I still have a little bit of anxiety about towing the trailer, backing it up, parking, and just keeping an eye on things while I'm towing. You know, you've been there before. You hear that weird noise while you're going over a bump and you're like, oh no, I wonder if something's wrong with my hitch. Or, oh no, I wonder if something's going on with the tires or something happened behind the trailer. And you never really know. So you have really two choices. You either put those thoughts out of your mind or you hyper obsess about it like myself and you never really relax until you get a chance to pull over and check things out. Now what that looks like for me is a lot more frequent stops, stopping for fuel and, you know, any other reason to stop that's not really to check on the trailer, but since you're here anyway, why not just check on the trailer at the same time? So if that's you, then this is the setup for you. Now our setup starts right here with this guy. This is a Vunoa wireless camera setup. Now right now you can see I have no signal on all of my cameras. That's because I want to surprise you guys with what this setup looks like. But we've also recently added this guy up here. Now this is an absolute gem of an install where I'm holding it on with elastic bands just over top of my rear view mirror, and I'll explain that shortly. So I guess the first thing we can do is turn this on so I can spare you guys the suspense, and then I'll walk you through exactly what we've done at the trailer. Now the true magic of this is my cameras are activated simply by hooking up to my trailer and then turning my park lights on. And once my park lights are turned on, my cameras all start to come into view. Now what have we got here? What we have is 4 separate cameras here. We've got a left side camera or a driver side camera. We have a right side or a passenger side camera. We have a rear view camera, but we also have a rear view low camera. So you can see on that guy there, you can see the tire, the spare tire and the rear bumper on the RV. Now when we come up here, I can turn this guy on. I just tap that power button. And then what comes into view, you can see, it's hard to see right there, but that is my rear hitch. Now I'm not connected to the trailer right now, so the trailer is just kind of off to the side. But if I was connected to the trailer, that would look like the entire trailer connection where I can keep an eye on it whenever I want. Now I know what you're thinking. Many of you guys are saying, well, my truck already has a backup camera, so I don't need that rear view camera. Now here's the thing. If your camera can be turned on anytime you like, fine, you're golden. But if it can't, then that's where something like this comes into play, because I can turn this on anytime I like. So I hear weird noise, boom, turn it on, I can see things. So you guys want to know, well, what do the cameras look like? This is what the in-cockpit view looks like, my rear view camera of my hitch setup and my full view of all of the trailer. But what do the cameras look like? Let's go out and take a peek. Starting with my backup camera. Now the cool thing about this is the backup camera here. This is made by Autovox and it is a wireless solar powered magnetic camera. So I can actually pop this guy off just like that. You guys can get a good look at what this thing looks like. It's got very strong, powerful magnets, Wi-Fi antenna, and there's a little solar panel on top that charges the camera. It's got a day-night switch, and you just magnet that onto your tailgate. Now, if you have an aluminum tailgate, like some of the newer trucks have, they do have adapters that can be screwed on around here or down by your license plate or wherever you like, so that this can magnet onto that. The other true magic here is this guy is adjustable. So if I pull this down like that, I found by going all the way down, that lets me see just the top tip of my hitch right here, which lets me have a full view of my entire hitch setup. Now, right now, I do have the trailer connected to my trailer pin, and I'm going to explain that when we get to the rest of the cameras. So that's a good time to look at these. Now, this is my driver side camera right here, and you can see all we've done is just screwed that on. We've siliconed it with some clear silicone. And the magic of this guy is, this is the wiring right here. I was able to pop off my marker light and wire this directly off of my marker light power. So as long as my trailer lights are on, this camera's on. And because it's so close, it made wiring really easy. And you can see it just looks right down the side of the trailer. Now come with me to the other side and we'll see what that one looks like. So here on the other side is pretty much the exact same thing. So this is our passenger side camera. So you can see it's looking down right now at Bentley, the shop dog. And same type of idea. You can see we've got the wiring here, comes down in behind the marker light. And as long as the marker lights are on, this camera is on. Now these are fully adjustable. They can rotate and move around and swivel, so you can get them lined up exactly how you want. Again, these are all wireless, so they use this little antenna to transmit the signal wirelessly from here to the inside of the truck. So I only have to power these up. You can power them however you want. I like wiring them off of that marker switch because it made the install really easy. It might have been nice to put it up there, but I didn't have marker lights up there except for those ones right there. If I had some on the side, it would have been maybe cool to have them mounted up really high so I could kind of see high and down. But these are more traditional of a view of what you would expect to see looking in a side view mirror anyway. So the actual setup works really, really well. Coming around to the back, you can see I've actually got two cameras there. So you can see we've got the one that was looking straight down and could see our tire here and the rear bumper and everything. So if you've got like a bicycle carrier or a motorcycle carrier hanging off of the rear hitch, then that camera right there gives you a great view of everything that's going on down there. But it also helps out immensely for backing up, so you know you're not going to hit anything. But it doesn't see very far behind you while you're going down the road, and that's why we added the second camera up there, which looks basically straight back, so you can keep an eye on everything that's right behind you. Now that you've seen where all the cameras are situated, let's go back in the truck and have another look at that setup so you guys can see kind of what's going on with a little bit more clarity, because we understand where all those cameras are at. And here we are inside the truck with this multi-camera view. Now I can push the channel button and see just camera one if I want, and you can also zoom in and zoom out on the picture so that you can reframe it however you like. I just usually have it all the way out just because. We can go to channel 2, and then that's my other side, and again you can adjust how far zoomed in or zoomed out you are. And then we can flip to camera number 3. This is the one I was telling you about. This looks all the way behind you. So while you're driving down the road, this one's going to see everything that's going on behind you. And then we can go to camera 4, and that's going to show me straight down. You can see Bentley in the screen right there. Bentley's kind of standing there. I promise you, he's not sitting still. This is a live view camera. So if I call Bentley, he'll move a little bit. We can see, Bentley! There, you can see him starting to move around now. He's like, what? Did somebody call me? So this is high frame rate and very clear. So it's pretty good for slow speeds. Now if I go to final camera view, this is the one where we see the view that I showed you first time. And this is how I use it when I'm driving. So I can see what's going on behind me. I can see what anything on the back of my trailer is doing. I can see the passenger side and the driver's side. So if there's any cars traveling along beside me, I can see those. I still have my mirrors. I mean, I can still see what's going on in my side mirrors. And I mean, the door's open, so you guys can't see that. But I mean, this is in addition to, but this makes backing up exceptionally easy because while I'm checking my mirrors, my wife is actually sitting right here telling me what she sees in here so that I've got that extra set of eyes and she doesn't need to jump out to see anything. And then don't forget about this guy. So I can hit the power button on there. It'll power up that rear camera. It does take a second. It also auto powers on. So as long as the cigarette plug turns on and off, then whenever it sees power come on, then this camera will actually power up. So you can set the default time for how long this stays on. I've got it set, I think 120 seconds or so. Now I did only block half of my mirror because I like to be able to check my mirror every once in a while. So when I'm sitting here in the driver's seat, I've got a great view of the cameras off the trailer, a great view of the hitch setup, and I can just kind of look a little bit to the side and I can see what's going on in the truck box and kind of right behind me in what's left of the rearview mirror. Now I do also have my Android Auto on here, which is kind of distracting, but it's not above the hood line, so I'm not blocking any kind of obstruction to my main view. And I've got my CTS here to keep an eye on those pesky turbos and vane position sensors that are a problem for most of you guys with the Duramax. And that is my whole setup. Now I'm planning to use this setup for quite some time now because it works pretty good. But the nice thing is none of this is fixed in place. I can take this with me anytime I want, and it's not like I haven't done any permanent damage to anything. So as long as I've got the trailer wired up and the lights turned on, those cameras are turned on, the wireless system, it works flawlessly. If you are considering any kind of a setup like this, I strongly encourage you check out what we've used here. It works well. There are other products out there that probably work similar, but I can't say how good they work. Now, the one downside, you guys are gonna ask about the wireless cameras. I will say, my trailer's 29 feet long, 30 feet long. It is hanging out the back of my truck. So the distance from the wireless screen to the backmost cameras is over 40 feet. And we're kind of at the edge of the range. So while I'm driving, I will sometimes see that rear view camera kind of get a little stuttery. The frame rate's not quite as good, or it'll drop out completely. That's a problem on the highway. When I'm going slow speeds and I'm backing up and turning and getting into tight places, it's pretty stable, and usually you're moving really slowly anyway, so even if it does stutter a little bit, you don't need that high frame rate. So there are wired solutions that would eliminate that problem, but for me, it has never been a problem with that wireless setup. Adding that backup camera has been a game changer for me. Even if you have a factory backup camera, this is a huge, huge deal just for keeping an eye on that hitch and everything that's been set up there. We have had problems. We've all had problems where we forgot to put a pin in. Maybe we forgot to lock something or connect the trailer or something, and you just want to keep an eye on it. That camera puts a lot of minds at ease where you've got all this visibility of everything. I will put links to all of this setup in the description. If you want to get the setup like what we have, you can certainly feel free to do so. If you don't, that's fine. But tell me what you guys do have. Is this overkill for you? Do you have something better that you prefer? Maybe we'll give that a try as well. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.